Hello, this is Stephen Bridges, and this is your sneak preview of the Goldthwaite Eagles September 21st edition 2011. Your taxes are going up. The Mills County Commissioners voted this week to approve a $3 million budget, an over $3 million budget that projects a $25,000 deficit for next year. The tax rate will be 73.51, up from last year's tax rate of 71.22. It took several meetings to get it done, and there's a meeting on Monday. Also in this week's newspaper, the Goldthwaite Eagles will be rematched against the Mart Panthers, who beat them in last year's state championship game. Kickoff will be at 7:30 p.m. This Friday at Mart. So everyone is invited to come support the Goldthwaite Eagles as they take on Mart Panthers. There's a full preview in this week's Goldthwaite Eagle by Mike Lee, as well as his normal column and a recap of the Grape Creek game, where the Eagles won 43-0. City strikes gold. Goldthwaite City struck gold in the form of an 80-plus gallon per minute well that they drilled this week in just north of Goldthwaite. And the City Council held an emergency meeting today and approved a second well to be drilled in that general area. And they're hoping to get even more water to help alleviate our water needs here in Goldthwaite. The annual Ranch Rodeo will be held this weekend at TA Head Arena on Saturday, starting with a barbecue at 5 p.m. The proceeds from the event will go to our Mills County Predator Association, our local Predator Association, and the public is invited out to come watch the rodeo, and all of our cowboys are invited to come out and participate in it. It's all for a good, worthy cause, and we'll see you out there. The Forgiven Quartet will sing this week at First Baptist Church on Sunday. Special music will start at 10 a.m. and a full concert will be held at 1:30 p.m. at First Baptist Church. 57,911 pounds of food were collected in this year's Cindy Hayes CTTC food drive held at Swartz Food Store parking lot this week. A wonderful food drive. It was a big success, and everybody's super happy and couldn't be named after a nicer lady. In the Eagle Eye this week, I talk about the rains that are scattered across Mills County, and my little daughter's little prayer, she prays for rain every night when we have dinner. The American Legion is going to have an important meeting this week at 7 p.m. at the Legion Hall about a possible Mills County Veteran Memorial Park. So anyone interested is encouraged to contact Billy Hale about that meeting. Again, on the Goldthwaite ISD School Zone, D.D. Wright goes through some very important times and dates for the Goldthwaite Elementary School. You should be aware of that. That's on page 4A, along with Mike's minutes on fumbling, the 1970s, and 100 wins, 2 big returns, and the Grape Creek route 43-0 this week. So a lot of subjects covered by Mike Lee this week. On page 5A, we have the local citizens that we've lost. Due to death, Marion Edward Souls passed away, Chester Leroy Rickle, and John Wesley Hill passed away this week, and we'll sure miss them. Our thoughts and prayers go out to them and their families. There's a lot of photos, snapshots of the CTTC food drive, the Cindy Hayes food drive. This week, there's Fox Crossing, talks about their drought and the Senate Bill 332. That's on page 8A, along with the Goldthwaite versus Eagles, Goldthwaite Eagles versus Mart preview jumps there. There's a Freedom Street dance that's going to be held in Comanche. There's a class of 1951 reunion. There's some rainfall totals. There's the Quilt Show coming up on October 15th is also in the newspaper. We have 2 big full pages of photos I took at the Grape Creek game. Those photos are always available to purchase online at goldthwaiteeagle.com. Click on Browse Photos, and you can watch slideshows. You can purchase them right there, and they'll show up right at your doorstep. There's a big story, a more in-depth story about the water issues in the city of Goldthwaite as they hit water with their well drilling over in north of Goldthwaite on page 12A this week, as well as a preview of the Predator Association Rodeo, and also the Ranch Rodeo buckles that they're going to have. Those are for view out at Ranchland Country Store. Please go look at them anytime. Texas Auto Exchange is having a $15 oil change special. So there's probably never been an oil change cheaper than that in the last 10 years. So go take a look at that. And there's several letters to the editor, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 letters to the editor this week, so you'd be like to be aware of that. They're all on page 2B. Band director Susan Reynolds sent in a nice band notes this week. There is a commissioner's court on Monday, be held on Monday, September 26th at 9 a.m. in the commissioner's courtroom. There's also the recap of the 7th grade Eagles win over Grape Creek. They won 32-6 this weekend. And then a nice big thanks to Cindy Hurst for sending in some pretty cross-country information. We've got several photos and a nice write-up with times and stuff for everybody to clip out and keep. And we're happy to have that, and we'd encourage people from all the local schools to send in stuff to us. Sometimes we can't be everywhere, but we'd sure like to have the kids in the newspaper, and we appreciate that very much. Thank you, Cindy Hurst. Judy Wigley this week writes about the Golden Eagle Band back when they were really gold and not yellow or black anymore. So it's pretty neat little story. She always does a great column. The Goldthwaite Community Health Fair snapshots in the newspaper this week with 6 or 7 photos of our local health-related industry snapshots there. And Mullen Bulldogs has a nice write-up about their playing Strawn, number 4 Strawn, state-ranked Strawn. And they fell a little short in that game, but they sure had a good team to play against. The JV Eagles beat Grape Creek 42-0 this week, and little Jay Head got a two-point conversion, so the crowd went wild when he caught that pass, as well as lots of our other kids, which we're all proud of. The Legacy Plaza benefit, just as a reminder, is October 1st. That'll be a Prairie Experience number 2 out at the Durham Hotel, so you can contact any of the Legacy Plaza people, Hayward Warner or Jan Fisher, about attending that. The plates are for sale there. You can go get the wonderful food they'll have and the wonderful program. The Chamber Banquet had a wonderful rad dude 80s chamber banquet this year. We have lots of photos, a full page of photos and write-ups this week of all the kids with their 80s gear on and doing the YMCA and eating food and everything. So please don't miss that. A wonderful Bridging the Gap this week by Georgie, as always. There's a public notice, which you should be aware of on 7B. It's a brief explanation of all the public constitutional amendments that are coming out in this November's election. So don't say you didn't know. It's right there in black and white. Read over those. We'll be doing an in-depth analysis of all of the constitutional amendments with pros and cons from a bipartisan committee that always sends that out to us. So we'll be doing that later on, probably around the 1st of November, so be on the lookout for that. There's several other public notices this week. There's a bid notice from the Pretty ISD. There's notices to creditors. There's Goldthwaite ISD Financial Accountability Rating public hearing that'll be held this week, so you want to be aware of all those. The Sheriff's Report's on page 8B. As always, we have our area service directory. We would encourage everyone to patronize our local servicemen and women that do stuff around Mills County and stimulate our local economy. And then and this week, Georgie's column won't be on 12B, it's on 7B, so don't be faked out. We put a little reminder in there, sorry for your inconvenience, if you automatically turn to 12B like a lot of people to read Georgie's column. Just know this week it's on page 7B. So this has been the Goldthwaite Eagles sneak preview for the September 21st edition. This has been Stephen Bridges reporting. Just a note that you can always buy the newspaper off the newsstands around town at retailers and at our vending machines that we have in several locations. You can also subscribe anywhere in the world online for $30 a year, or get the print edition in addition to the e-paper on our website. You can subscribe anytime at www.goldthwaiteeagle.com or call us 325-648-2244. Thank you very much.